I've been using the Z Flip 3 for a little while now, but I haven't really had a chance to test out the cameras in detail, so that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna take you guys to a couple of really stunning places where I live here in St. John's, and every photo and video that you're gonna see, with the exception of now this intro and the outro at the end, will be shot with the Z Flip 3 in vlog style. Let's get into it. Driving around downtown St. John's can be absolutely terrifying if you don't know what you're doing or if you've never been here before. Like, look at this intersection. This is not a four-way stop. It's like three different intersections that are all intertwined for some reason. And people just kind of just go. So I don't actually know if I'm gonna be able to get any audio because it's quite windy down here, even at the base of the hill. I mean, it's not right now. That's why I took out my phone and started recording, but I don't know if I'm gonna be actually able to get a whole lot of good audio because that wind is gonna cut in and it's gonna ruin everything. So if that does happen, which it probably will, I'll just overdub with some audio. I'm beat already. And I'm just pretty much at the base of the hill. At the top of this hill is an old citadel called Cabot Tower, and it was built in the late 1800s to commemorate the 400th anniversary of John Cabot's discovery of Newfoundland. But while this is one of the more historical buildings here in St. John's, it's not as historically significant as the actual hill that it sits on. Signal Hill has been used in many wars: the Napoleonic Wars, the 7 Years' War, the American Civil War, World War I, World War II, and that's mainly because it's in an extremely advantageous location. That over there is the city of St. John's. It's one of the oldest cities in North America. I believe it's the oldest city in Canada, actually. John Cabot was believed to have sailed in here all the way back in the late 1400s. St. John's and the St. John's Harbor is guarded by these huge rock walls, so the only way into the harbor from the Atlantic Ocean is through this narrow strait that was aptly named, you guessed it, the Narrows. The military forces that were stationed here would set up these huge artillery batteries on Signal Hill to defend the harbor from any approaching enemy ships. These are replicas, obviously, but they are the 32-pound cannons that were manned by the British during the American Civil War. The Brits weren't too keen on the idea of the Civil War expanding into what was British North America at the time, so the Queen sent soldiers here to help defend the harbor. There were actually many different militaries stationed here: the French, the British, the Americans. The St. John's Harbor is a very important place because it's the most easterly city in all of the Americas, so ships that were coming from Europe would need to dock here to resupply if they wanted to continue sailing inland. It's a pretty cool place. I highly recommend coming up here if you ever visit St. John's. Okay, that was Signal Hill. I just had to put my coat back on because it looks like it's gonna start raining again. But I wanted to show you Signal Hill for two reasons. Number one, it's a really cool and interesting historical place. But number two, I wanted to show off the cameras of the Z Flip 3 in what is essentially perfect lighting conditions. Now what I want to do is basically the complete opposite. I want to take these cameras indoors to the Rooms, which is a historical museum here in St. John's, and basically try and stress test the cameras in very poor lighting conditions to see how well they perform. Let's go have a look. Yeah, it's a good thing they made this waterproof because it's starting to rain again. I was looking at this thing from a distance and I thought that was a laptop. Whoops. The Rooms is a museum that curates a ton of stuff that originated here or was found in our province, like artifacts, fossils and other specimen, historical documents and records, and even artwork from local artists, although you're not technically supposed to take pictures of any of the art, so I don't have any to show you. It's a very cool place to visit, but as you might expect, it's very difficult to record video in there because of the low light environment. Pay particular attention to the grain present in almost all of these shots. It's probably fine if you're watching this video on your phone, but if you're watching it on a computer monitor or a TV, it's a soft, grainy mess. Using night mode for photography goes a long way though, and you can get some excellent photos with plenty of detail in there. Okay, so after driving around pretty much all day, I really need to get some gas because the good old GTI is almost on empty. I'm gonna go to the gas station, grab some gas, then I'll head back to the office and I'll see you there. Alright, so I just went through all of the footage that I shot today, and I've got some thoughts. To be completely honest with you guys, I am not completely blown away by the cameras on the Z Flip 3. They're decent, but for a $1,000 phone, they fall behind the cameras on phones like the iPhone 12 or Samsung's own S21 Ultra. Are they bad? No, not at all. If you're someone that just wants to use their phone for shooting pictures and videos for Instagram or TikTok or something, the Z Flip 3 will do just fine. Even for a YouTube vlog, the footage isn't terrible. There is one big consideration that you need to take into account though. After shooting about an hour and a half's worth of video, the Z Flip 3 went from 100% all the way down to 35% battery. The battery in this phone just isn't all that big, so you might want to consider keeping an external battery pack around if you want to shoot lots of photos and video. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you're still on the fence about buying one of these, I highly recommend you check out this video right here. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.